So I hope you have understood this concept that a is equal to root over of a1 squared plus a2 squared plus 2a1 a2 cos theta, where theta is the phase difference, is the initial phase difference between the two waves. A1 is the amplitude of the first wave and A2 is the amplitude of the second wave. Now let's look at certain conditions. Suppose cos theta is equal to 1, that is theta is equal to 2n pi. Understand that these are all cyclic functions. So if theta is equal to 2n pi, cos theta is equal to 1, then A can be written as root over of A1 square plus A2 square plus 2 times A1 A2, which can further be written as A1 plus A2. Okay, so this is what is referred to as constructive interference. So in constructive interference, what is happening is the resultant amplitude is sum of the two amplitudes. Okay, then suppose cos theta is equal to minus 1. Suppose cos theta is equal to minus 1, that is theta is equal to 2n plus 1 pi, that is odd multiples of pi. Then what will happen? I will get a is equal to root over of a1 squared plus a2 squared minus 2a1 a2 cos phi. So that will give me mod of a1 minus a2, because I don't know which of them is greater. This is what is referred to as destructive interference. In constructive interference, what happened is the amplitude increased. In destructive interference, what is happening is amplitude is decreasing. What it means is that at certain points an increased amplitude is visible and at certain points there is a decreased amplitude. Okay, now we also know that the intensity of light is proportional to square of amplitude. So from here I can say that a squared will become equal to the root over gets removed. So it will become equal to a1 squared plus a2 squared plus 2a1 a2 cos theta or cos phi. So from here I can be equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 times root I1 root I2 cos phi, which means that I max, when there is constructive interference, I can say I is equal to root I1 plus root I2 the whole square. Destructive interference, when take place, we have I min will become equal to root I1 minus root I2 the whole square. So you can look at it from the amplitude point of view, you can look at it from the interference, from intensity point of view. What it means is that if you have a screen, at certain points on the screen the intensity is high, at certain point on the screen the intensity is low. So this pattern of high intensity, low intensity at certain points on the screen is what we will call interference to be. Okay, so this is all the maths that is going on behind. We will have to slowly look and understand what the physics is behind it. But before that, what we will do is we will do a couple of problems so that we understand this application of this a little better. But even before we go to problems, let's relook at this. So I have I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 times root I1 root I2 into cos theta. Okay, now sometimes what happens is they won't give you the value, that they won't give you I1 and I2, or they will be silent about I1 and I2. In all such cases I may assume I1 to be equal to I2, in which case I can say that I after intensity or resultant intensity will become equal to 2I plus 2I cos theta. If resultant intensity is 2I plus 2I cos theta, I can say it is equal to 2I into 1 plus cos theta. In certain books what they have done is this 1 plus cos theta can be converted into 1 plus 2 cos squared theta by 2 minus 1. So I can say it is equal to 4 times I into cos squared theta by 2. So the resultant intensity is equal to 4 times I into cos squared theta by 2. Okay, so now what we will do is we will do some problems trying to cover or explain these things a little better. So the first question we can write down is that suppose there is a YDSE, Young's double slit experiment. In a Young's double slit experiment, interference takes place, and it is given to you that I max by I min, let us say, is equal to 49 by 1. They are asking you what is the value for A1 by A2. Okay, so to do this, I know I max by I min is 49 by 1, so that will become equal to root I1 plus root I2 the whole square divided by root I1 minus root I2 the whole square. So from there I can say that 7 upon 1 is equal to root I1 plus root I2 divided by root I1 minus root I2. Now I know I1 I2 is dependent on root A, so root over of A squared, so this will become equal to A1 plus A2 divided by A1 minus A2. This is equal to 7 by 1. So if I apply some componendo dividendo, I will get A1 by A2 is equal to 7 plus 1 by 7 minus 1. So that is equal to 8 divided by 6. So that will make it 4 divided by 3. So A1 by A2 is 4 divided by 3. That means one amplitude is proportional to 4 or is proportional to 4. The other amplitude will be proportional to 3. The ratio of their amplitudes is 4 by 3. Are you getting it? Suppose I say that A1 by A2 is equal to, let us say, 3 by 2. Find Imax by Imin. So Imax by Imin will be 3 plus 2 divided by 3 minus 2 the whole square. So that will become equal to 25 by 1. So Imax by Imin is 25 by 1. So that's how you go ahead with it. In certain cases, suppose they say that at a particular point in a YDSE, Imax or I is equal to Imax by 4. Find theta or find the phase difference. So now I know Imax by 4. Imax is 4i. So 4i by 4 is equal to 2i plus 2i cos phi or cos theta. So from there I can say that cos theta is equal to minus 1 upon 2. So from there I can say that theta is equal to some minus pi by 3. Yeah. So minus pi by 3 is not applicable. I have to go to the next quadrant. So next quadrant means it will become pi minus pi by 3 or it will be 2 pi by 3. So theta is equal to 2 pi by 3. Now I can convert this phase difference into a path difference. Now I know that lambda path difference will give me 2 pi phase difference. So one phase difference, a unit phase difference will give me lambda by 2 pi path difference. So into 2 pi by 3 will give me lambda by 3 path difference. So if there are 2 points in a Young's double slit experiment where the path difference is an integral multiple of lambda by 3, what will happen is I will get an intensity maximum, I will get an intensity of I, okay, where I is the incident intensity. Okay, so this is how the maths goes. Now what we will do after this is we will try to understand the different experiments and then we will proceed.